What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, and I'm back with some more Madonna. And indeed, I wanted to give a big shout out to major friend and champion of the channel, Mark, who's made this material available. And yeah, ultimately, when I reacted to a Shep Pettibone remix of a Madonna track, a number of people commented and said, hey, this is worth a closer look. Her larger body of work has a lot of real gems in it. People were talking alternatively. Some people were focusing on some of the stuff from the 80s. I mentioned in that video that I don't really know her work well. I know a few tunes, one of which apparently is the first track on her self-titled debut solo studio album, which is Lucky Star. Not only do I remember it from my youth, which is to say, anyone new here, I do things a little bit differently than a lot of reaction channels. I react to physical media, records and CDs. That's how I got started. Initially, I talk a lot of techno and hardcore and that type of electronic music, because that's, I've been DJing that for a long time. I started talking punk rock, and eventually I branched out into synth pop because I grew up listening to Depeche Mode. And eventually that led me to a number of other groups and deep dives, which has brought me to into the musical world of a number of really cool people, again, Mark and otherwise. So ultimately, yeah, I react to physical media here, including the physical media of other people's collections. I was born in 1980, so I'm in my early 40s, so sort of my temporal references. I was a single-digit kid in the 80s, teenager in the 90s, and so on. So again, I know a few Madonna tunes from memory. Lucky Star is definitely one of them. Ultimately, someone mentioned Holiday, and once they mentioned that, it was like, oh wait, Holiday, Celebrate, okay, I sort of remember this one. Obviously, I heard it on the radio, but I don't think I know that one as well as I do Lucky Star. Justify My Love is a tune I think is from the 90s. I kind of have a memory of this song. I did also mention in the video one of the songs I know best by her because it has sort of a personal connection, which, again, if you're new here, when I talk about lyrics, I often point out that lyrics are inevitably a dialogue between listener and artist, in the sense that the artist, imbues the lines with particular meanings, maybe very specific sources of inspiration, but inevitably when someone listens, they filter it through their own understandings and experiences and emotions, and will see reflections of the ideas and emotions of a tune in their own experiences in life. So yeah, in that sense, when I talk about lyrics, if I know a tune, I talk about what I've thought about the lyrics, not in any definitive way, just, here's how the lyrics have hit me, here's what, I think about the different lines. And if I'm listening to a tune, which, as I've begun to deep dive on all sorts of groups that I'm either only slightly familiar with, like Madonna as an artist, or others that I had literally had no knowledge of whatsoever, I'll think about the title of a tune just for a moment, what themes or ideas it suggests, obviously even more in a speculative way, but just as an exercise to get my brain working and thinking about a track. So yeah, one of the tunes that I actually have thought about a lot is The Power of Goodbye, which I think is like early 2000s Madonna. And I mentioned in that other video, which is a reaction, as I said, to a Shep Pettibone remix, and that, which is Into the Groove, by the way. And that is ultimately because a woman I dated in the early 2000s, which again, that was like just out of high school for me. I graduated in 99 in high school. So for the next few years, I was still dating this girl that I had met in high school. We had a very complicated relationship, and it was, a lot of like emotion in good and bad ways. But yeah, when the relationship ended, I felt like very hollowed out, and like I had been sort of like, kind of torched on the way out the door and so on. It's like, man, this song, The Power of Goodbye, like it really sort of speaks to an experience I had. So that one is sort of a special one to me. So all of that put together, when I reacted to the Shep Pettibone mix, was going through my head, and people saying, hey, you might want to give her work a shout. So again, big ups, it's just a testament to how great the people who enjoy this channel and have become part of my musical journeys and share information with me and with others. It's a testament to how awesome they are that I sort of, just reached out to one of the friends of the channel, and he was able to step in and help. So, as I said, with all that in tow, we're going to listen to the first self-titled album, Madonna, and the first track is Lucky Star, which is real serendipitous, right? Like, when I reacted to the aha journey that I'm on, the very first track that is on their very first album is Take On Me. So it was like the one track that I remembered really well. And so in this case, it's the same thing. We're going to begin the Madonna deep dive with a track I actually know. Lyrically, I actually don't remember this one super great. I remember that it's, starlight, and it's, lucky star, so I'm thinking about something that is shining and radiant, someone maybe as they appear in another person's life, or sort of, their qualities and their attributes are such that they're almost like celestial. So we'll have to see if it's sort of, kind of what I'm remembering. And like I said, I remember the sonics of this one much more than the lyrics. And I will say, I think as I mentioned in the Shep Pettibone remix reaction, I do remember also this tune was used in the early 2000s, maybe 2000 itself, in the movie Snatch by Guy Ritchie. And Bullet Tooth Tony is like really grooving to it in the car. I always enjoy that moment. So with no further ado, let's get it. This is Madonna. The tune is Lucky Star, and it's the first track on her self-titled album. Groovy synth bass, a funky guitar, sort of like smooth and soothing synth touches. Iconic. It's like high, like keyboard ascending. Bass really is a crucial ingredient. I don't remember this section too well. Kind of brass hits, percussive hits.
Come on, shine your heavenly light tonight.
It's like synth pop with a funk to it.
You may be my lucky star, I'm the luckiest by far. You may be my lucky star, but I'm the luckiest by far. Starlight, starbright, the star I see tonight. Starlight, starbright, make everything alright. Starlight, starbright, the star I see tonight.
Is all her voice like those, the offset vocals are her like double?
Come on, shine your heavenly body tonight.
Like that clap.
'Cause I know
Clap
you're
flourish.
gonna make everything alright. Come on, shine your heavenly
It's very kind of like kinetic dance floor, like.
'Cause I know you're gonna make everything alright. You may be my lucky star, I'm the luckiest by far. You may be my lucky star, I'm the luckiest by far. You may be my lucky star,
complaining. It's just, it feels like longer than you would expect. As I say that, it starts fading. Yeah, talk about like an iconic chorus. I mean, the whole track is like so catchy and sort of memorable and legendary, but that chorus in particular, like I remember when I first saw that movie, that Guy Ritchie movie, and that part came, not only was it sort of like, oh man, this song, but it was like, damn, like I agree with Tony, it really is a catchy sort of chorus. Like I forgot how good that tune is. And that actually kind of made me reconnect with it, because I think I went, straight to the interweb and tried to find that. Because I don't remember, was YouTube around in 2000? I was like thinking like, obviously the internet had been around for a little while by that point, but I don't know if YouTube was around in 2000. I'm not sure. But either way, it made me curious to kind of, hear the full song, not just like in the film. So like I said, like of all the Madonna tunes, with the exception of The Power of Goodbye, which I realize comes much later, I know that track better than any other, and indeed there were some parts there that I didn't fully remember. So by and large, this is going to be a very unknown journey to me. So shout out to all the people who commented on the first Madonna reaction. Shout out to Mark once more. And yeah, looking forward to the journey. I have this ready to go. I have like a version ready to go after that. So, and I think both versions that I've been given access to have like bonus tracks. So we'll go through like the regular album and I think a few things extra in both cases. So, and then after that, we'll see what happens. So in any case, do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.